Good morning. It's morning for me. Hello. It has been much too long since my last little reading. We're going to do a little one, indeed, because I only have like 15% on my phone. And I do not want to wait for it to finish loading. I feel called right now. So let's see what's going on. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's on your mind. What do you want to talk about? Let's have a card to represent a situation you want to talk about. It's like so basic, but I don't know what else to say. Let's have a card that represents a situation that you want to talk about. Let's have a card. What is the energy signature of this situation that you would like to discuss? What is the energy signature? It's disruption. That's unfortunate. Okay, so there's a disruption in your life that you want to talk about. So let's see. Let's have a card that represents I said it in my head already. Intention was in my head, even if I hadn't said it. So, and it was, that represents the section of your life, or, that's not the best word, but, the facet, I guess that's the what I was thinking of. The facet of your life that this disruption is associated with. We have the Ace of Pentacles and Judgment. The Ace of Pentacles is about a new material beginning. So there was some sort of, maybe you tried to go off on a new path and there was some sort of I don't know. So the Judgment is like a compassionate review of the past. It's like assessing the things that have happened, and it's like Judgment Day, but it's like with loving compassion, not in the ways that other people talk about it. Judgment shocks dead things back to life. Its reckoning liberates and revitalizes. This card suggests that something is calling to you. A new phase of life is beginning. An epiphany of revelation may have blown your mind, awakened you to a new reality, or majorly shifted your paradigm. An epiphany or revelation may have blown your mind, awakened you to a new reality, or majorly shifted your paradigm. Okay. Now may be the time for a personal reckoning. Atoning for past errors and settling accounts will allow you to move forward unencumbered. Let's add a little layer that I hadn't said. So, personal reckoning, I'm really being called to this epiphany or revelation that has blown your mind. And this has spurred a new material beginning for you. So as a result, you are in this new material beginning because of a personal reckoning that you are going through, this revelation. I'm getting like raising your vibration, and there's something about I'm not getting disruption in a negative sense. I'm just getting like a shaking of things up, like, and you need that, to shake things up, or, when you're having this personal reckoning, something's blowing your mind and you're coming to some sort of realization about your life or how you've acted or how you've interacted with other people somehow. It's a major disruption in your life, obviously, because like then you're reevaluating everything that you're a part of and how you move through the world, and it makes sense then that you would be on this new material beginning because you're reevaluating things, and so maybe you're choosing to do things differently now. And so there are a lot of things that have changed in your life, a lot of things that used to be the status quo that are no more, and it could feel like you're building things up again. It's like you used to have all these things built up and then you needed to wash them away. Now you're rebuilding. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my God. What an exciting time. Revelations are so exciting. If you can have love and compassion for yourself and no shame or guilt. So what else? What else? This all seems like good stuff. I just want confirmation that you are indeed raising your vibration. Two of Wands. So you feel at a crossroads. I can never tell if you can see it, or Two of Wands, you're at a crossroads. That's what this one means to me in this deck. What about? Victory. That's what the Six of Wands is about. It's about victory. It's about receiving acclaim for things you've done. What does that mean? Why are you at a crossroads? About victory, about something? About what? The moon. The moon is a card of mystery. I don't think she's going to tell us. The moon is often a guide for me to feel through my intuition, that the cards are not going to give me the answer. It's an invitation to feel into my inner discernment, to uncover the answer I seek. But I'm not getting... Okay, so we're not going to get what this victory is about. I guess that's for you to know. I don't know what else this moon is trying to tell you. You don't know which direction to go in, but you want victory. Maybe you're at a crossroads. I forget the question I asked as to why the Six of Wands came out. But so anyway, looking at this line, just in this moment, I'm seeing at a crossroads, a desire for victory, a desire to receive acclaim, to be seen by other people as a success. Not necessarily that, but that you want a project to be successful or something, and it's just inevitable that then people would see you as a success because of that. And then the moon, and then a sense of cloudiness, a sense of not knowing how to move forward, a sense of being out on the sea at night with no maps, trying to figure out how to let the stars guide you. But you are not an ancient cartographer, so how are you supposed to know? So you're maybe feeling a little bit lost, perhaps. And you are wanting advice about which direction to go in. Okay, so you're in this new material venture. Maybe this is the new thing, and you don't know which direction to go to follow your new little pentacle. Okay, so let's move on. So, what about this Two of Wands? Let's get a little double line, and it will be, one line will be a representation of the one choice, and the other line will be a representation of the other choice. And you will just know which one is which. That was 2 cards, perfect. And one landed on top of another. So I love that. Okay, so we'll have the one on top be the one of the choices and the one on the bottom. Sometimes I say these things and they're so obvious. I'm like, there's no point. Okay, so, okay. We have death. Upside down, reversed. I'm going to keep it that way for now, even though I usually don't take reversals, but we'll just see. Sometimes when they come out on the table like that, it feels meaningful. And then we have the Prince of Swords. So we have the death as one and the Prince of Swords as the other. So let's get some cards to further understand. Let's do this. I was like, maybe I just want this top card. Just do a quick little shuffle. We're gonna do the death. Let's get a little bit more for this choice that is starting with the death. What does this one mean? What is more information about what this one means? Upside down again. The 5 of Cups came out upside down. What? Tell me more. Tell me more. Let's have another one. Another card. Okay. Now let's have some cards for this Prince of Swords. The Prince of Swords. The Prince of Swords. I'm not so sure the Prince of Swords is the one you want. But we'll see. The Tower just came out for that one. Let's see, one more card. One more card for the Prince of Swords path. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's just move on. It's not going to come out right now. Let me flip over this other card. The 6 of Cups. To be honest with you, I'm liking this death one a little bit more. So that could be, so you're between 2 choices. To me, the death card as a choice symbolizes, but it's upside down. So I don't know what that means, because death is total and complete transformation. It is, that's the best, most direct way to say it. So it's leaving behind a lot of things. So let's see, reversed. Something you are struggling to hold on to has already been lost. Living in denial, cursing fate, or succumbing to depression will only prolong your suffering and delay the transformation in store for you. There is nothing to fear. Okay. What I'm getting is you have the choice between leaving something behind and standing up and verbally expressing something. I don't know what that means for you. I don't know. I mean, there's a story that came into my mind that you're upset. This could, be a metaphor, or symbolic for something else. That there's something that happened that you're upset about. that's part of this disruption and part of why you're on a new beginning. And there's a part of you that wants to verbalize these feelings you have, perhaps. And then another part of you is saying maybe you should just walk away and leave it and just start over and allow it to have been what it was. And so I don't know if that's what's happening. So this Prince of Swords line, we have the Prince of Swords and then the Tower. And the Tower is a crumbling of something in your life. But the Tower is like a necessary crumbling, so it could be seen as this decision bringing the collapse of something in your life that would be very necessary. So if you take this decision with the Prince of Swords, use your own discernment and your judgment. I'm not telling you to do anything, okay? You're a grown adult, make your own decisions. I'm not responsible for the choices in your life. Okay. So, if you take this Prince of Swords path, the Prince of Swords is an embodiment of like going off and telling your truth and just like blunt, can be very blunt energy. And that creates a tower moment. So maybe you want that. Maybe you want something to crumble so you know, because you know that thing that crumbled wasn't really stable. And so if you take this choice up here without the tower, maybe you won't know what structure that is. Or I don't know, like, what's going through your head right now. You know what I mean? I don't know which one of these decisions is the best. I don't even know why, if I'm making sense, and I feel like I'm going in all of these. My mind is like all over the place. I can barely finish the sentence. So that's this Prince of Swords. Let's come back to the storyline. And then we have up here the Death, upside down. Then we have 5 of Cups, upside down. And then the 6 of Cups, upright. So the 5 of Cups, reversed, is... Let me see here. I don't take cards reversed. I think it may be about seeing things, the good side of things, maybe. Recovery brings unexpected blessings. Relationships grow stronger, new connections are made. Alternatively, you may merely pretend to move on, projecting a strong front while continuing to suffer. Resist the urge to pick at old wounds. Okay. So now I'm seeing the Death, the 5 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups as like a denial choice, like the choice of going down denial path. And then this Prince of Swords is the path of honesty, the path of authenticity, showing up and expressing your truth. And then something necessarily crumbles because it wasn't stable in the first place. The 6 of Cups up here on this first line, let me finish that, is about nostalgia. It's about feeling a harmonious sense of, but nostalgia is like, and I feel that's important here. Nostalgia is looking at things with rose-colored glasses. And so it feels really good to you to like think back and reminisce about the past because you have rose-colored glasses on. You don't see all the little tiny dark spots that were there when you were in that present moment. And so that really ties in with this denial energy, being in the 6 of Cups, being in this nostalgia, seeing things really positively, but maybe not really allowing yourself to see the holes that are there or the red flags that are there. So it kind of seems like it's pointing towards this Prince of Swords. And usually I don't recommend embodying the Prince of Swords energy, but perhaps that's what you need. If your throat chakra has been a little bit closed off, the Prince of Swords will open that right up for you. You just have to be careful with the Prince of Swords not to get into the like anger. I mean, anger's okay sometimes, when you're standing up for yourself. But into the it's like it's more than just anger. You can be angry at what somebody did to you, or but you can still like see them as a sovereign being and respect their right to happiness, but they you just don't want to be around them. So you can be in the Prince of Swords in that energy, not in, just don't let the Prince of Swords kind of drag you down into this really negative, spiraling place where, you're not able to see the other person as a person anymore. You can still stand up for what you believe in and give room for your pain and stuff if that's what you want to talk about. Okay, I feel done. Let's have a little last card. I want a last card for this tower afterwards. So what if you take this path down here with the Prince of Swords in the tower? What will be the result? Strength. That's amazing. Strength. So as a result, you will be embodying this strength energy, and this is a really powerful strength because it comes from this inner, it's not about brute strength. It's not about having muscles. It's about this inner strength of spirit and of character where you have like so much of a boundary that people can't access you in a negative way because you're so strong. So that's beautiful. King of Cups underneath. So this might be a message to feel into your King of Cups energy. King of Cups is full of love. I think if you combine the King of Cups and the Prince of Swords, that could be really powerful. Sometimes the King of Cups doesn't always know how to talk about their feelings. They feel them, but sometimes they don't always know how to express them. And this Prince of Swords is calling for an expression, a verbal, outwardly expression. Well, good luck on this journey. Movement, fast movement. Magic, oh my God. There's magic in the air. Okay, bye.